Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and I just got done recording one of the most difficult videos I've ever had to record. It was pure pain and misery and agony. So I need a bit of fluff. I need some, rainbows and happiness and good vibes, maybe a lemonade. We're going to go ahead and farm. We're going to auto farm here with the recommended characters for story mode, but there's a twist. Oh, there's always a twist. I don't have any Pierce. I actually have 5 run-of-the-mill cards. If you've been following this series, you know by now. I lost 50% all attack. I lost more than 50% HP. Crazy stat drop in addition to going from 25% Pierce down to 0. So we're basically doing a rewind tour. We're going back and seeing if I could rewind the clock, which I sort of did, and go back to the days before Pierce. How difficult is the current content in Marvel Future Fight? And we've touched on World Boss Legend, we've touched on PvP, sadly enough, and things like Squad Battle and Dispatch. But yes, story mode fragment farming is also really, really important, and I've made a ton of videos stressing how important it is. And so I feel like it would be unfair if I were to pass up the opportunity to test and see, because who knows, maybe story mode fragment farming is actually a lot harder with average cards, and that can actually be a really big roadblock for players, because if you can't auto this content, then the fact that the update allowed us to auto it doesn't necessarily mean that much to you, right? If you have to sit here babysitting it like I'm about to, like we're about to, that kind of bites, right? So we're gonna go through, we're not gonna go through all 31 missions, because that would be too much, but we're going to go through this one here, which the 4 here with the culminating with the Odin fight, because I believe that it's one of the more popular ones, given that the characters that are slotted in don't vary as much, since they all need to be elementals. So you see a lot of repeats, Spider-Woman, Scarlet Witch, Storm, Shadow Shell, all at the same time having S as the beginning letter of their names, which is kind of sus if you ask me. But we're going to check this one out, and then we're going to check out the Thanos one, because I think the Thanos one is definitely going to require manual play. That's my guess. But hey, we're already seeing Namor struggle, and he is a premium tier 2, tier 3. He's rocking, I believe, a CTP of Rage, so he's not built badly. He's not built poorly by any means, but that took like a whopping 2 minutes, almost 2.5 minutes. So that's going to be another big factor, is the amount of time that it takes. And I definitely think that having no Pierce is going to increase the amount of time that you're auto-playing. So that's something to consider for the battery life of your phone, and how much time you have to just sort of plug your phone in and leave it there while it's playing. For this second mission here, we have Rogue with the CTP of Judgment. We also have Ghost Rider with the Judgment. It would honestly be nicer with no Pierce to have Ghost Rider using a Rage, but we'll see how Rogue does, and we'll pick it up with the Ymir fight. Here we go, and honestly, Rogue made pretty short work of this stage, so I'm actually really happy with her performance. I don't think Rogue performs very well on her own without Pierce, given that she needs a Judgment to really shine. I think you probably already also need like 2 to 4% Pierce to really see her blossom, but she actually clapped this stage in like a minute. That was really good. This next stage can honestly be pretty sketchy, especially if you're not careful with the way that the team is set up. So if you noticed when we started the video and I had that sort of random team selected, I had Nightcrawler on the left, I had Storm on the right, and then I had Ebony in the lead. I had Ebony in the lead because for this mission, I don't want the AI to put Blue Dragon or Black Widow in the lead, because if that happens, even with Pierce, the mission is either going to take 10 years in the case of Black Widow, or she dies, or possibly Blue Dragon dies. In this case, well, with Pierce, this is totally fine. I can trust Ebony to clear it. But now, looking at this, without Pierce, I may have to switch and abuse my VIP healing. So yeah, if you don't have any Pierce and you also don't have the VIP heal, this absolutely may be a stage that you need to play manually, and then you can't auto, at least for part of it, because he's already at 50% HP. I don't know if he's even going to heal given his rotation. He's not doing his third skill. I'm going to have to sort of interrupt here and pop the heal once in a while. I really don't want to die to Surtur later on, so we have to, yeah, you do have to babysit him a little bit here. Wow. So only 50% of the missions thus far, assuming we can't auto the last mission, which I wouldn't be surprised if we can't auto the last mission, because it's pretty hard. It's the last mission. It seems like you can't fully auto this one either. without risking a loss. Now, you could get away with it. You could get lucky, but it's a risk that a lot of players are not willing to take, because if you have to reset the mission... Did he just cancel his tier 3 into his 3rd skill? I didn't press that. Okay, weird. All right, but yeah, if you die, you lose the energy, right? And so energy is a really rare commodity. It's a really valuable commodity these days with the story mode fragment farming and other content. Yeah, this is not happening. I'm 100% gonna have to step in for him and play. I can't believe he canceled his tier 3. I guess that's in the AI for the character. That's so strange. Yeah, you absolutely have to auto this. However, I will say this. My Ebony has an insight. So if you have a better build on your Ebony Maw, maybe he doesn't have to be manually played. This last mission... Well, this might be tricky. Let's see. My Betsy, she's very good. She has a very nice heal on her 3rd skill. Let's see if she uses it. And she also has, I believe, a CTP of Judgment. Yes, she does. So she should... Okay. Nice. If it was Namor in the lead or Ghost Rider in the lead, I'd be more worried because neither of them has a heal. But with her having a heal and with the AI prioritizing her heal, it's basically the opposite of Ebony. They both have a heal on their 3rd skill. Ebony never uses his. Psylocke, Betsy Braddock always uses her. You can see she's using it right now. So she should stay topped up for the whole mission. So this should be an easy clap. Actually, you know what? I don't think I'm going to have to step in here. I think I forgot who was in this mission because last month was terrible. I believe last month was like... I don't know. It was like Blue Dragon and Ghost Rider on this last stage with somebody else that's pretty weak, like Shadow Shell or something. So it was pretty rough, and I often had to control... No, I think it was like Beta Ray Bill or something. But still, you could die. Beta Ray Bill basically has a one-time heal on his kit. It's not a recurring heal. So it's a lot harder to stay alive versus Odin at the end, especially when Odin gets to 50%. He likes to do this massive screen purple attack, but let's see how Betsy does. Okay, nice. She pops off with the 6. 6 is ripping through. Nice. All right, got him on the ropes here. Popping the 3rd skill to keep that heal topped up. Not using the 5 too much. There's the 5. There's the giant purple attack. Ooh, she expertly dodges it. Look at that AI. Okay, so good news is if you have Betsy and Ebony, you really only need to manually play on one of those stages. 1 out of 4 is not bad. It's a lot better than 2 out of 4, which is what I thought. Now let's see how the Thanos stage goes. Well, it took 10 years, but Black Widow finally gets the first stage done, and she was really never in harm's way or at risk of dying. So at the very least, I can say that this is a guaranteed autoplay stage that she will not die on. On the other hand, I wasn't paying attention, and War Tiger died here, and now Loki is taking over. So my advice to you would be make sure that Loki is in the lead from the start, and maybe keep an eye on your game if your Loki doesn't have at least as much HP as mine does. So I'm sort of going to take the L on this one. Lucky enough, we still got the synergy fragments, but that was very risky, and War Tiger is not to be trusted. Now on to the final and sketchiest mission featuring our good friend Ebony Maw. Well, up against Thanos here. Wow, literally as I start talking, Ebony gets one-shotted. That's so cool. Thank you, Ebony. I was about to say, Ebony limped to the finish line here. When I had 20% Pierce, I wasn't really worried about this stage, but now I can absolutely see why people were dreading this month's team, because outside of Ebony, the team is pretty garbage. And, you know, especially offensively, there's nothing here. My rescue has... There's an insight. Oh, yeah, Ebony's insight. My rescue has an authority, so she's just doing her raw damage, which, as you can see, is not very much. So we're just going to have to claw our way through this battle and try to survive, I guess, because Swordmaster's certainly not doing anything for us in the meantime. But yeah, this is a very difficult fight with no Pierce and low HP on cards. The only thing I will say is if you do have... I'm not saying you should, you know, build Rescue for this month. It's almost over. It's more than half over, but she's very tanky. Rescue is very, very tanky. So that part is nice. It's very hard for her to die. Unlike Ebony, I was actually trying to switch from Ebony over to her, but I wasn't quick enough. Ebony beat me to the punch. he just folded, crumpled. She's also very fast, which is nice. If you were going to play her with a proc or something like that, it would be 5 delayed cancel 4. But yeah, she gets hit. See, she gets hit, but she bounces back really quickly. Her leadership, no, her passive gives her a very nice passive heal. I believe it is. Her leadership gives, I think, all allies a shield, which is sort of like a heal. But no, it's her passive that gives her like a Wolverine kind of heal. And then she got one-shotted by this star attack. Wow, that's so cool. I am literally in Spain right now. I want to go home. Wow, Swordmaster. Wow, Swordmaster did the most damage by far? Wow, Swordmaster's the G, eh? Wow, I got fragments from that? Yeah, I got really lucky there. That was kind of gross. I don't think I deserved those fragments, but I got them anyways. So what we're going to do here to celebrate is we're going to open these up and see what we get. But if I was actually a player that didn't have any, you know, crafted cards, I would be farming this all the time because you need those cards. And who knows, maybe you pull a premium card and I add it to my collection. Or maybe I just get a bunch of 5-star cards, which is still good because then I can just combine them into there 6-star cards. So yeah, I do still think this is quite worth it, but I can absolutely understand people this month who are dreading that Swordmaster Rescue Ebony team. And like a lot of things in this, you know, mega testing of no Pierce, I'm surprised once again. I really thought Ebony or maybe Rescue was going to be the best on that team, but it turns out it's Swordmaster. I think it's also because he's the only one with a PvE build, to be fair. But also, to be fair, I didn't think he was going to do more damage than Ebony, considering Ebony's own lead buffs himself, whereas Swordmaster had literally nothing. But he did have a CTP of energy. So yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of story mode fragment farming. How much harder do you think it looks compared to how easy it looked for me a couple of months ago when I was showcasing it for you when this event first went live, when the update first went live that allowed us to auto farm it? Do you think that there are other stages that you absolutely need to manually play? Maybe the MODOK stages in Dimensional Clash? Or do you think that I covered the two most difficult ones, being the All War and Future Ends here? Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see your comments down below. Smash the like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.